just witnessed the greatest concert of this generation. With all the hype that the Pop Out Ken and Friends concert had gathered over the last
concert was amazing.
We knew that the concert was going to be special, but what we just saw was one of the greatest images in recent hip-hop history. So let's talk about it. Coming off the success of Not Like Us, the Kendrick Lamar stock has been at an all-time high. And don't get me wrong, Drake already looked bad before tonight, but somehow things got worse for him. Because even though this concert wasn't technically directed at Drake, quote-unquote, it might as well have been, especially once we get to the Kendrick Lamar sides of things, of course. But it seemed like from attendance to the people performing to the merch, everybody that was in that arena was against Drake. And honestly, it came out looking like a funeral party by the end of the night. But before we get into that, let's talk about how great the performances leading up to Kendrick Lamar were. It was a bunch of regional LA artists that really deserved that shine, but there were also some big names like Steve Lacy, Rodney Ricch, and surprisingly, Tyler the Creator was there. And I guess in retrospect, I should have expected this, but in the moment, I was surprised. And when I talk about this show feeling like it was directed at Drake, I mean something like YG being out there tonight, because
I ain't gonna hold you. I was surprised with Tyler also, because if you remember, Tyler, I think it was like last year, he did a show where he did a show in LA, and Drake was featured on the show where he gave Drake really like half the set on the show. And he was booed during that show also. But yeah, so I was kind of surprised with that. But I think the call that was made was like, yo, let's all do this thing in unity. Let's all come together and do it in unity. And the show came out amazing. Let's get back to the video. Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all already know we on the road to 10K.
Don't remember, Drake did shout out YG on Family Matters, which honestly does make him look that much more stupid right now. Because YG performed a Drake song, or a song with Drake on it. And I feel like that's so disrespectful, but that's beyond the point. Because the real main event was Kendrick Lamar, who kicked his whole set off by performing Euphoria. And listen, this crowd had a lot of energy all night, but nothing compared to the energy that they had on Euphoria. Because listen, Euphoria is a 6-minute song, and the crowd went bar for bar with Kendrick. Do you know how crazy it is to hear a sold-out crowd talking about, what is it, the braids? It was clear that the people in Inglewood loved Kendrick Lamar. And to be fair to Kendrick Lamar delivered. The energy was on point. He was working.
Kendrick always had nice shows.
The song a little bit just to add in an extra disc for Drake. And speaking of Tupac, by the way, this whole outfit that Kendrick has on is him paying homage to Tupac. More specifically, the fit that he had on for the 1994 Source Awards, which I must admit is a pretty cool detail. And again, it feels like this concert is directed at Drake, but
which is fire.
Anyways, quick intermission. I am trying to get to 38,000 subscribers, so if you're new here, I'd appreciate a sub. You're not obligated
subscribe,
to, obviously, but I would appreciate it. That's all. Because after Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar went into his bag of hits. There's this narrative with Kendrick Lamar where people say Kendrick Lamar don't have hits, play Kendrick Lamar, nobody's gonna get hyped to it. This concert disproves that whole narrative. Because on a consistent basis, from song to song, Kendrick Lamar had everybody going bar for bar with him. But like I said, that crowd was a W crowd. Real hip-hop heads right there. Because when J-Rock came out for his verse on Money Trees, everybody lost it. And honestly, it was a great performance from J-Rock on all the 3 songs that they performed together. And then Ab-Soul came out. And then you realize, wait, they playing the beat to 616 in LA? Are they really about to do this right now? Though it is kind of funny because he's holding Ab-Soul as if like he was a preacher and he's praying sins away. Honestly, once I heard this one, I thought it was a certainty that Beat the Grams was going to play. But I guess Kendrick Lamar had other plans. Like, I do understand why you don't play it, but I think this is the crowd that would have, like, popped off for that one. It didn't matter, though, because after 616 in LA came out Schoolboy Q when they performed Collard Greens together, and Kendrick Lamar rapped in Spanish again. And it was all great because they did a Black Hippie reunion, and the people were excited, the people were hyped, and they were clearly enjoying it on the stage. So how can I sit here and critique it? After that little reunion, Kendrick Lamar kept going into his bag of hits.
Meet the Grams would have been crazy.
That he doesn't have, and people were so hyped for it. And then came the big one. Then he played like that. I could be wrong, but I don't think this is the first time he performs it. But it didn't matter to the people because, for the most part, it was hype because it was Kendrick Lamar. I will say, I did think Future was going to be there, Metro Boomin as well. But hey, it can't be Kenny and all the friends. Just some of them, you know? But the next friend that Kenny brought out.
Well, Future and Metro Boomin, they're actually on their own tour right now. Yeah, they in the middle of a tour right now as we speak. So them stopping and sliding over there, which would have been dope. I don't know how like the logistics would have worked with that.
me was a crazy one. Because what do you mean he was going to bring out Dr. Dre? To the surprise of many, or at the very least, to the surprise of me, and they start performing Still Dre, and Dre still got it, man. Shout out to Dr. Dre. Kendrick takes over for Snoop, which again reminds me of Taylor Made Freestyle, when Drake did the Snoop AI voice. And again, this concert ain't directed at Drake, but it sure does feel like it. And then they perform California Love, which brings me back to that story where Kendrick Lamar was like 9 years old watching the video get shot for this song. And I think that's so. After that was done, we all had our fun, and Dr. Dre got serious for a minute because he wanted a minute of silence, and I thought he was about to talk about like maybe one of his fallen soldiers. And then he said this.
I'm gonna take a moment of silence for this.
And everybody lost it because I don't think anybody was expecting Dr. Dre to be the one to drop that. But honestly, this was the most hype people were all night. They got loud and you.
And let's talk about all the chess moves. I think that's not like something that's been highlighted, and we got to look at Kendrick as a true king for the chess moves he's been making. Just the simple fact that every angle that Drake took, Kendrick then flipped the angle. You get what I'm saying? He tried to use the AI Tupac and the AI Snoop. Kendrick's angle then turned around and was like, well, we're not going to let him disrespect the West and disrespect our greats, right? He's taking the people and pushing them against him. Yeah, we want Pac ring back. So your whole angle with the AI joint just makes you look crazy. It makes you look crazy. It makes you look like more of a colonizer. Every angle that Drake took, he then took it and flipped it. Even like with this show right here, bringing all the young bulls in. I thought Kendrick never did nothing for his side of the city. He putting on the young bulls right now. He just was at a college last week. Yeah. He putting on right now. Better yet, he doing one of the dopest things that you can ever do as a West Coast artist. At this show, he wanted to unify the West. That's how you know you're the king of the West. In my eyes, being from outside of the West, that's how I always look at the king of the West. The person who's capable of unifying the West and telling everybody, follow me. We going in this direction together. And I don't know, Bogart, y'all gonna follow me. No, we gonna go in this direction together because it makes a better future for all of us. That's fire, bro. That's fire. That's big homie stuff. That's the real big homie.
Feel the energy in the building. The crowd was going crazy. They were going bar for bar with Kendrick Lamar once again. They even did a minor bit, and it goes on for a long time too, by the way. Again, this was a W crowd. And personally, after it all rides out, you think Kendrick Lamar is gonna bring out another song. Maybe he brings out Baby Keem to do Family Ties, and then they'll come back and not like us. But Kendrick Lamar said, nah, we're running it back to back. And again, people are hyped. You can feel the energy in the arena. Inglewood is on fire. They do the A minor bit.
Fire.
And then Kendrick Lamar lets it ride out again. So you know now he's going to do a third Not Like Us performance. And that's exactly what he does. And now he has some of the dancers from earlier popping off. And the energy is off the charts because this time Kendrick goes the whole 9 yards. And then he finishes up the track. And honestly, if it had ended right there, we would have seen an iconic day in hip-hop. One that goes into history books alongside that concert where Michael Jackson was with Jay-Z, where Nas got put up on the screen. And it would have been one of the greatest nights for hip-hop in recent memory. Except Kendrick didn't stop there because he did it again. This time with DJ Mustard on stage, and I know Mustard was there earlier for like his own set, but this is when it really felt like the main event because Kendrick Lamar was playing Not Like Us for the 4th time in the night.
Back to motherfucking festivities. Come on, Tom. One more time.
This time, he's starting to bring everybody to the stage. That's Russell Westbrook, that's DeMar DeRozan, which for some reason are in attendance tonight. And I know that stings Drake because DeMar DeRozan was like the heart and soul for the Toronto Raptors, and they were very close. But again, this is directed at Drake, and that's besides the point. But man, does it really feel like a Drake funeral up there? Because everybody's vibing and dancing and singing along, and then you remember they're talking about how Drake's a pedophile. Like honestly, this might be the greatest diss track ever because everybody's singing along to it. LeBron James was in attendance, The Weeknd was in attendance, and I know that maybe LeBron didn't sing along, but The Weeknd definitely did. And man, at the end of that performance, this wholesome moment happens where Kendrick Lamar rounds up everybody. It's not just about this record, it's about the community that was on stage, the different gang members, all coming together in peace.
And this picture right here is going to end up on an album cover. Yeah, this picture, he doing something with this picture. This picture too fire. Different gangs on the West Coast, different artists from different sides, people that would never be around each other, never speak to each other, never dap each other up, never show each other love. They on stage together as one. That's fire, bro. That's the sign of a true king.
Members of the community there. There's athletes, there's rappers, yes. But what this moment felt like to me was a very genuine moment in hip hop. This is why to me this is the greatest moment that hip hop has had, like outside of the mic, in a very long time. Even if it was just the instrumental, playing Not Like Us at times is insanity and kind of a shot at Drake. But again, that's besides the point. Shout out to Jay Dilla, shout out to God, shout out to me, and shout out to y'all.
Once again, Kendrick pretty much put on for the West. Showed everybody what a true West Coast king looks like. I want to see him work with Mustard a little bit more so he can get that West Coast sound and cultivate that West Coast sound, because I think between him and Mustard, I think there's a sound there. And yes, that sound has been used, like the rapping pattern, it's been used on the West Coast before. He did that on Not Like Us. We don't want to just give him all the credit for that flow pattern. But we do want to give him credit for shining a light on it like it's never been shined. And I think they need to run with that and bring that West Coast sound across the world. And really, the same way Atlanta imprinted their sound onto the U.S., you can imprint this sound onto the U.S. the same way, bro. The same way New York had a run, the same way Florida had a run, the same way Atlanta had a run. This sound can be respected because it's not like other sounds where it was dope, but y'all ain't really had no rappers. You get what I'm saying? Now you got a bull that can stand up and rap. He can rap. You get what I'm saying? And he got a sound, a West Coast sound. I don't see nothing wrong with it, man. I think they need to take it and run with it. I think it's dope. Shout out to the King of the West, Kendrick Lamar, for an amazing show. I actually watched it about 3 times so far, just trying to see, like, pick up different little details on it. Yeah, it's your boy, What's Up, G? Don't forget to leave a like, comment. Do you believe that Kendrick at this big point is the king of hip hop, or do you still give it to Drake a little bit? We'll see what the next thing Drake drops. Or are you saying no, Kendrick is the king of hip hop? In my opinion, I think this was the changing of the guard. At first, until he did this show, I think now he officially changed the guard and he's the king of hip hop. Let me know what y'all think. Am I bugging? Y'all agree with me? Also, don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 10K. You want to do something dope today? You can help me get to 10K. That's fire to me. All right, it's your boy, What's Up, G? I'm out. If anybody tell you they love y'all today, I love y'all. I'm out. Yeah, this was fire.